personally, I wouldn't even. Honest to God, that's why sometimes I wish I never had my kid because of the evil stuff that's
carried over your head.
No, it's like
just how the evil in the world.
Yeah, so much evil, but even it's close to my kid. It's in his daddy, it's in his grandma, it's in.
The internet is choking on chaos again. And yes, it's Chrisean Rock at the center of a meltdown so dark it makes the Kardashians look like a church picnic. A brand new leak just dropped, and it's the kind of audio that stops timelines, shuts down group chats, and makes even Zeus producers clutch their microphones like rosary beads. Because this time, it's not about Blueface cheating, scamming, or juggling girlfriends like circus props. It's not about another fistfight, another meltdown, or another I'm outside Instagram rant. This one is about Junior. And what Chrisean said what she wished is so disturbing, so cold, so absolutely unhinged that the internet is calling it the darkest moment of her career. Meanwhile, Blueface is out here robbing her blind, pushing her into danger and flexing her money like he won the lottery she paid for. And while all this is happening, Junior, that tiny baby, caught in the tornado of grown-up dysfunction, is stuck in the crossfire like an innocent spectator at a demolition derby. This isn't drama. This isn't gossip. This is a full-blown emergency, and the receipts hit harder than Blueface ducking child support court dates. Stay seated, because what you're about to hear changes everything. The scandal didn't explode all at once. It started like every Chrisean Rock disaster does, with whispers, weird vibes, and a live stream that should have been shut off 8 seconds in. Nobody thought she could top dragging Blueface, exposing Zeus, threatening Hazley, or announcing her own baby's diagnoses on Instagram like it was a podcast promo. But somehow, she always finds a trapdoor under rock bottom and jumps through it with Olympic enthusiasm. People had already been raising eyebrows at how she was moving lately. The mood swings, the drinking, the ranting, the sudden obsession with her new street-affiliated boyfriend who looks like he orders crime like DoorDash. And in the middle of all that chaos, JR, quiet, helpless, always somewhere in the background like a forgotten prop instead of a human child. But then came the clip that flipped this entire saga from Chrisean. Being messy again too, is someone going to step in before something irreversible happens? Because the leaked audio didn't show a frustrated mom, or a stressed influencer, or a tired celebrity. It showed something darker, something the internet didn't have a name for, a sentence that cut through the timeline like a blade. Sometimes I wish I never had my kid. The silence after she said it was louder than Blueface's entire mixtape catalog at first. People assumed she was venting, spiraling, or being dramatic. But the tone, the coldness, made everyone pause. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't overwhelmed. It sounded like someone speaking a truth she'd been hiding for months. And the saddest part? Nobody was surprised. Not after the drinking during pregnancy. Not after the viral videos of her partying instead of parenting. Not after the baby was seen with conditions doctors had literally warned her about. But then she took it further. And that is when the internet stopped laughing. While Blueface was out roaming the streets, flexing his Hazels and Alexis and whoever's of the week, Chrisean started spiraling publicly over the pressure she was under. Not for the baby's health, not for the chaos in her family, but because Blueface had left her broke, homeless, and feeling played. And in that spiral, she threw out the line nobody thought she'd ever say on camera: "There's so much evil around my kid." In his daddy, his grandma, the people around him. What she didn't realize was how obvious it sounded. She wasn't talking about evil. She was talking about regret. And yet, this story gets messier. Because every time the internet felt sympathy creeping in, another leak landed like a bomb. Suddenly, people remembered the threats she made toward Blueface. The "you won't live long" comments. The funeral predictions. The cryptic warnings that people handle things for her. Everyone started realizing she wasn't just spiraling. She was unraveling entirely. And right in the middle of that unraveling was Cheer. The only person in this entire circus who didn't ask to be here. Meanwhile, Blueface was nowhere near a father figure. The man was too busy juggling new women, dodging court dates, mocking Chrisean online, and bragging about winning arguments nobody else was even part of. And while he was doing all that, the bombshell dropped. He took her money, all of it. Screenshots, leaks, and Zeus confirmations showed exactly how deep the robbing went. Every check Chrisean received, every dollar she made from baddies, every deposit meant for her son she gave to Blueface, like she was his personal ATM. And instead of protecting her, guiding her, or even pretending to care, he spent it all and left her with nothing but embarrassment. This is when the timeline turned on both of them, because it wasn't just toxic anymore. It was dangerous. Chrisean had no money, no stability, no housing, no support system, and a baby with medical needs she was ignoring instead of fixing her life. She latched on to a new boyfriend, a man the internet immediately flagged as a walking red flag. He flaunted cash on Instagram that everyone assumed was hers. He hung around with men who didn't hide their street affiliations. And, worst of all, kept Junior with her through all of it. Fans started asking real questions. Why is this baby being dragged around late at night? Why is he around gang members? Why is he traveling with no proper care? Why does Chrisean always look high, stressed, or exhausted while holding him? Then the biggest leak hit. A clip from behind the scenes. A private moment she didn't know was being recorded. Chrisean, frustrated, overwhelmed, and spiraling, said something chilling. Something that made the internet freeze. Sometimes I wish he wasn't here. And the room went silent. She tried to fix it by claiming she meant the evil energy. But everyone heard the real meaning. Every viewer, every fan, every hater, every mother online, they all caught that shift, that coldness, that honesty she never meant to reveal. Suddenly, everything made sense. The drinking while pregnant, the refusal to get a C-section, the unsafe delivery conditions, the constant meltdowns, the threats, the instability, the partying, the disrespect, the rage. People realized she wasn't overwhelmed. She was resentful. She didn't see Junior as a child. She saw him as a burden, a reminder of Blueface, a tool to keep him around. And when that failed, the resentment exploded. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't postpartum. This wasn't stress. This was a truth she had swallowed for too long and finally spit out. Meanwhile, Blueface kept making the situation worse. He was exposing details about her drinking, about her decisions during pregnancy, about her refusal to protect the baby. He aired out the hospital story, the chlamydia story, the birthing complications, the reasons the baby now struggles with the issues he has. And what was Chrisean's response? Not therapy, not accountability, not parenting. She doubled down with threats, meltdowns, and chaos, dragging Junior into everything like a witness in a crime he didn't commit. But then the final detail landed, the one people couldn't ignore. Her new man, her new environment, her new lifestyle. Every time she posted him, the comments filled with fear. She's putting her baby in danger. This dude is using her. She doesn't see the setup. But she didn't listen. She kept following him around like he was her salvation. Not another disaster waiting to happen. And now, here we are with Junior, caught in a crossfire of grown adults who treat danger like entertainment and responsibility like an optional add-on. The world finally sees it. The fans finally admit it. Even her own supporters are starting to switch sides because Chrisean didn't just slip up. She exposed herself completely. And part 2. Oh, it gets darker. The moment the leaked audio hit the internet, the timeline detonated like someone dropped a lit match into a room full of gasoline and Zeus contract disputes. You could practically hear the collective gasp as people replayed the clip over and over, zooming into her face, analyzing the tone, trying to figure out if she was venting, spiraling, or auditioning for a Worst Mom of the Year award sponsored by CPS, celebrities. jumped in instantly because if there's anything Hollywood loves, it's a scandal that doesn't involve them. Tamar Braxton allegedly sent a cryptic tweet. Some people ain't ready for motherhood, and that's okay until a child is involved. The internet immediately assumed she was talking about Chrisean. Meanwhile, Jaden Alexis posted a laughing emoji so disrespectful it needs to be studied in a comedy museum. Even the meme pages went feral. Someone photoshopped Junior holding a send help sign like he was trapped in the world's messiest reality show. Another meme showed Blueface running away with a money bag labeled Baddies Check, with Chrisean chasing him holding Junior like a handbag. It was wrong. It was messy. It was viral. But the real chaos began when people started bringing receipts. Actual receipts. Screenshots of old lives, old tweets, old interviews, everything Chrisean ever said about not wanting kids resurfaced like a cursed TikTok sound. People started connecting dots faster than the FBI on a Friday before a long weekend. They dug up the time she said she wanted Blueface to pull out, the time she said she wasn't ready, and the time she straight up admitted she didn't want to be a mom yet. Suddenly, her leaked comment didn't feel shocking. It felt like confirmation. Like a confession she never meant to escape. Like a confession she never meant to escape. Then fans uncovered something even worse. A live stream from months back where she drunkenly admitted she could have messed the baby up. And when people paired that with Blueface's hospital story, the chlamydia, the drinking, the refusal to get a C-section because she didn't want to ruin her tattoo, the timeline went from gossip to outrage. One TikTok creator summed it up perfectly. Junior didn't stand a chance with these two as parents. He came into this world fighting boss battles. But just when everyone thought the scandal couldn't escalate further, the second leak landed. A clip showing Chrisean's new boyfriend in the background, counting wads of cash while Junior sat in her lap, unfocused, unresponsive, and clearly needing attention. The boyfriend posted the money on his story minutes later with a caption, "We up." Internet detectives immediately commented, "That's her money. That's JR's formula money," and blinked twice if she's being robbed. Influencers who normally mind their business suddenly jumped in with opinions like they were auditioning for CNN. A YouTuber said, "We've watched this girl go from athlete to brawler to mother to meltdown. This storyline has more plot twists than a Netflix thriller." But then came the wildest twist of all, Blueface inserting himself again. But this time playing the victim-hero hybrid he loves to cosplay. He posted videos clowning Chrisean, shading her choices, mocking her new boyfriend. And then, in the next breath, accusing her of sabotaging Junior from birth. He said she drank while pregnant. He said she ignored doctors. He said she refused the C-section. He said she chose chaos instead of health. The internet didn't know whether to cancel him or congratulate him for finally noticing the baby he helped create. But one thing was clear. Blueface exposing Chrisean is like a tornado exposing a hurricane. Nobody's innocent. Just destructive at different speeds. Then the plot thickened. Hazel E. commented under a blog post, "It's sad for the baby," which instantly caused chaos because Hazel E. is not exactly the UN ambassador for peace or stability. That one comment added another layer of tension, turning the situation into the Avengers of toxicity. Meanwhile, JR started trending with captions like, "Protect this baby at all costs." He didn't ask for any of this. Collateral damage in a circus. And people meant it. For once, the internet wasn't divided. Everyone agreed the drama had crossed a line. Everyone except Chrisean, because instead of addressing the concerns, spiraling, or the baby's safety, she doubled down with even more chaos. She started ranting about how people don't understand her pain, how Blueface broke her heart, how Zeus robbed her, and how she gave everything to a man who gave her nothing back. And then the storm hit. Another leaked video showed Chrisean saying she sometimes wished she didn't have a child because of the evil around him. People didn't buy it. They said she wasn't talking about evil. She was talking about responsibility. People started comparing her to every chaotic mother in pop culture. She's giving Kris Jenner if Kris had no business sense and drank Hennessy for breakfast. She's giving Blac Chyna during the Rob Kardashian meltdown. She's giving Jocelyn. Hernandez Season 1 unfiltered. But the wildest comparison was the one that went viral. She's giving Madea-level drama without the wisdom. The spiraling didn't stop. She began posting random stories about how Blueface took her money, about how she slept on floors, about how nobody helped her. And then in the next post, she was smiling with her boyfriend like they were Bonnie and Clyde, with a baby instead of guns. Then fans noticed something terrifying. She kept traveling with Junior to dangerous areas. She was letting random people touch the baby. She kept partying while holding him. She wasn't securing his head, wasn't watching his cues, wasn't responding to him. Videos started circulating of JR appearing confused, tired, or overstimulated while grown adults yelled, smoked, and fought around him. TikTok mothers were furious. Educational therapists were furious. Regular people were furious. One comment went viral. She treats Junior like an emotional support purse. And the moment that truly shattered the timeline came from Blueface himself. He claimed she wasn't just endangering Junior, she was wishing things on him. People didn't want to believe it, until the clip surfaced where she said she sometimes wishes things would stop. And the implication was too heavy to ignore. The outrage hit max levels. Blogs posted hourly updates. Celebrities reacted. Child safety advocates weighed in. Even people who once defended Chrisean started backing away like she was radioactive. Because now the narrative had shifted. This wasn't about drama. This wasn't about mess. This wasn't about clout. This was about a baby caught in the middle of a real-life soap opera that keeps getting new seasons nobody asked for. And just when the internet thought they'd seen everything, by the time the dust settled, which, let's be honest, it never really settles with Chrisean, the internet had officially hit the "we're tired but we're invested" stage. People were no longer just reacting. They were analyzing like they were part of a courtroom drama. Every post, every live, every story was being dissected with more passion than a judge on divorce court. And that's when the real consequences started. Creeping in like shadows nobody saw coming. Because behind the messy lives, the screaming, the crying, the money drama, and the Hennessy bottles, people finally focused on the one person who didn't cause any of this. JR commentators who never agree on anything suddenly united like the Avengers when Thanos showed up. Influencers said, "We're done laughing. This child needs help." Even the trolls paused like, "Okay, wait. This ain't funny anymore." Part 1 was the fire, and Part 2 was the explosion. Part 3 was the fallout, the choking smoke left behind when the flames burn everything down. Meanwhile, Blueface kept doubling down on his "I'm the responsible parent" arc, like he was auditioning for the reboot of Super Nanny Rapper Edition. He claimed he wanted full custody, claimed he was done with her mess, claimed he could save Junior if given the chance. But the public wasn't buying it. They dragged him too because, let's be honest, Blueface raising his voice about parenting is like Smokey complaining about weed smoke, sir. You were a part of this. Blogs posted side-by-side clips of Chrisean spiraling and Blueface partying, and the captions wrote themselves. These two created Junior and spent the rest of their time arguing about who ruined him worse. But while Blueface was playing daddy daycare only when the cameras were on, something far more alarming began bubbling under the surface. Legal eyes were watching. CPS pages across the country suddenly saw spikes in activity from fans searching how to file anonymous reports and what happens if a baby isn't safe. People weren't just angry anymore, they were genuinely scared. Family therapists made TikToks saying, "Junior shows signs of overstimulation and neglect." Doctors reacted to clips of Chrisean handling the baby with concern written across their faces. People who normally avoided drama videos were suddenly stitching every clip saying, "This is heartbreaking. Then came the rumor that sent the internet into a frenzy that someone close to Chrisean had quietly reached out to authorities. Nobody confirmed it, but the whispers were loud enough to echo. Right when things were heating up, the boyfriend, a.k.a. the I'm just here to hold the phone and the money side character, accidentally lit himself on fire metaphorically. He posted a video bragging with stacks of cash, the same stacks people think belong to Chrisean. Someone zoomed in and noticed the time stop. Someone else zoomed in and noticed the background. A third person zoomed in and noticed something even worse. JR sitting in a car seat next to a pack of gang members, smoke in the air. Music blaring, the comments were brutal. That baby don't deserve this. She traded motherhood for chaos. He doesn't even look comfortable. This is a cautionary tale in real time. Then, like the universe wanted to stir the pot even more, another video leaked a clip of Chrisean angrily saying she wished she never had a kid because of the evil around him. She said it with so much frustration that viewers froze. Suddenly the internet wasn't debating anymore. They were panicking because this wasn't a cute, messy breakup. This wasn't a Zeus storyline. This wasn't petty drama. This was danger. What made everything worse was the way she immediately flip-flopped in the next live. She suddenly claimed she loved her baby more than anything, then cried, then laughed, then yelled, then played music, then argued with imaginary haters, all while holding Junior. People commented, "She needs help." Not an audience. Where are her friends? Oh yeah, they're filming. This is the saddest timeline. Meanwhile, Blueface's family came crawling back into the conversation like they never left. Carlissa started posting long paragraphs about how she warned everyone, how she saw this coming, how she was the only sane one trying to protect that child. People dragged her too, because Carlissa lecturing about parenting is like a tornado criticizing wind. Still, people knew she wasn't completely wrong, and that scared them, as if things couldn't get any more unhinged. Zeus Network chimed in indirectly by dropping shady posts about loyalty, responsibility, and protecting the innocent. Everyone knew exactly who they were talking about, even though they pretended it was vague. It was giving subtweet energy. But with reality TV power behind it, then one blogger leaked something that shattered the timeline. A claim that Chrisean was planning to leave LA with her new boyfriend and take Junior with her so nobody can find them. Fans went ballistic. Not her running with the baby like This Is Fast and Furious, Mommy Edition. She can't even run her own life. Why is she running anywhere? That baby deserves a chance at normalcy. Whether the rumor was true or not didn't matter. People believed it because the pattern was undeniable. But then the moment came that sealed the public's fear. A video surfaced of Chrisean at a party. Lights flashing, music blasting, people yelling. And Junior was in her arms the entire time. His eyes wide, his head unprotected, his little body jerking every time. Someone shouted. That video changed the tone of the entire internet in one night. Comments turned from jokes to tears. Memes turned into prayers. Critics turned into advocates. People demanded intervention. People begged Blueface to step up. People begged her to step down. But the most heartbreaking part? Chrisean didn't see the problem. In her mind, she was living her life. Her boyfriend didn't see the problem. In his mind, he was getting to the bag. Blueface didn't see the problem. In his mind, he was winning the PR battle. But the world saw the truth, Junior. It was becoming collateral damage in a war he never caused. And that brings us to the final question. Not who's right. Not who's wrong. Not who's messier. But who's going to save this child before the storyline gets darker than anything Zeus could produce? Because if this spiral continues, Junior won't just be caught in the crossfire. He'll be the one paying the price for everyone else's chaos. And that's the cliffhanger nobody wanted, but everyone feared was coming. All right, baddies, before you scroll away thinking, That was wild. Hold up, this isn't over. Far from it. Smash that like button like it owes you money, because every single click makes the internet wake up and pay attention to the chaos that's actually unfolding behind the scenes. This isn't just drama for clout. This is a real-life soap opera with a baby stuck in the middle. And the world is watching. Drop a comment below, because I need to know what you think. Is Chrisean spiraling for attention, or is she actually dangerous to her own kid? Is Blueface stepping up, or just playing his own PR game while the child suffers? Who's going to take responsibility before Junior ends up a casualty of this never-ending mess? I want every theory, every hot take, every savage opinion. Yes, even the ones that make you sound like a keyboard warrior. I want it all. Hit subscribe and turn on those notifications, because every time we dig deeper, more receipts drop, more wild clips surface, and more chaos explodes online. The moment Chrisean or her boyfriend makes another move, or the next viral clip drops showing Junior caught in the crossfire, you'll want to be the first to know. Don't just watch the drama. Be part of the investigation. And remember, Baddies Expose Express isn't just a channel. It's a front row seat to the madness nobody else dares to unpack. Every leak, every threat, every shady twist is broken down here before anyone else even tweets it. So stay tuned, stay sharp, and stay ready, because the next chapter might just blow the internet completely apart. Expose Express is your reality check, your warning label, and your VIP backstage pass to chaos. Don't blink, you'll miss it.